Cua, cowoknya cua, lagi santai nè. Nah, ui,
Kim Ham là ngồi lên đây nè mẹ.
nếp Kim Ham đẹp được rồi, mới khó này. Ui, đây, không chưa thấy cái đó. Kia là ngọt. Khó vậy không? Ngon rồi.
Baby, ăn căng căng, ăn con ăn.
Lời rồi.
Are you playing against each other?
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Right. I plan that we'll do a lesson from the textbook today. I don't like using textbooks very much, to be honest, but we do need to start using this textbook.
Cái cầm đi chấn này chậm. Master. Cái tôi không làm đây. Đi thăm mấy mà.
You are studying for a BA degree.
Yes.
BA. What's the B? What's BA?
Bachelor of
It's not business. BA, Bachelor of Arts. Bachelor. BA, Bachelor of Arts. Are you listening to me, ladies? Bachelor. The general meaning of the word bachelor is an unmarried man. But it's in the name of degrees as well. A man who's not yet married is a bachelor. But even if you're a woman or a married man and you have a degree, a first level degree in arts, a Bachelor of Arts, I don't have a BA, I have a BSc. BSc? Bachelor of Science. I studied mathematics at university. So, how about an MBA? Master of BA. Master of Bachelor of Arts. No. Business. Administration. MBA. The M stands for Master. An MBA is a Master of Business Administration. Some of the teachers at Camet call themselves Doctor. There's the wonderful Dr. Dara. Really, you should use Doctor with the family name, not with the first name. They call him Dr. Martin, but really he's Dr. Sviatko. his family name, his surname, etc. Mitzi, you know Mitzi? Mitzi has a PhD. She's Dr. I can't remember her family name. They call her Dr. Mitzi, but really, you shouldn't use the first name. You should use Doctor with the family name. So what's PhD? Yeah, PhD. Well, the D part comes first in the name. Diploma, good idea. Well, the clue is we call these people doctor. The D is for doctor. It's nothing to do with medicine. How about PH? Well, again, it's nothing to do with this word. This is what the degree is called. But actually, even though it's a doctor, it's nothing to do with medicine. And the PH? Philosophy. A PhD might be nothing to do with medicine and nothing to do with philosophy, but the highest level degree, a PhD, it actually means Doctor of Philosophy. The degree might be nothing to do with medicine. Or with philosophy. But the highest level degree, PhD, it actually means Doctor of Philosophy. In your study text, on page 11, there's a reading. It's all about how university courses are financed. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to look at that reading. Are you all worried about the Chinese virus at the moment? You're all wearing these masks. I can't see who is who.
Immigrant.
My daughter keeps sending me messages. She lives down south of Blackman. She's worried about the coronavirus. Canora, Corona. Canora is the name of the teacher. I think it's Corona.
Oh, no, God.
See what I mean? Well, my daughter was worried about someone else's emails coming back last year. Yeah, on page 11, there is this reading. I'm going to ask you to do this reading in a moment. Before you do, I'm not going to ask you to do it as a discussion, but in exercise 1, back on page 10, there are some questions. You can read out the questions. Oh, please make sure you say the ends of words strongly. Sounds from S or CE, ED or T at the end. I need to hear the sound strongly, please. If you have your nameplate here, please put it over there so I can call you by name. If you don't have your nameplate, that's okay. Danny Van, let's pick on you first. Danny Van, can you please read out question 1 here? What difference? Thank you. That happens all the time to me. This word again? Difference. I want to hear that on the ends. Question 1. What difference does a degree make to your career and your earning potential? Earning potential, how much you can earn in the future. What's that? Number 2.
How much does a degree cost us?
Thank you. Number 2, how much does a degree course cost in your country? Write it down. Number 3. Thank you. How much does it cost a university to provide a degree course? If you have a nameplate here, like saying, could you please read out the 4?
Who should pay for higher education?
Thank you. Number 4, who should pay for higher education?
You.
Me. Such a time. Number 5.
Should students from richer families pay more than those from poorer ones?
Thank you. Should students from richer families pay more than those from poorer ones? And the last question, number 6. Delu?
How can universities persuade students to pay higher fees?
Thank you. You know your pronunciation is sounding better already. Please say those S sounds at the end. It makes your pronunciation sound so much better. I'm not going to ask you to discuss these in groups, but I'd like you to read through this text. It's quite a long text. It's titled, What Price a Degree? It's on page 11. Please read through this piece of text. The first time, read through it quite fast. I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes only. I will ask you to read through it again. But the first time you read through, I'd like you to decide which of these questions is included in the article. Which of these questions does the article talk about? Some of them the article does discuss. Others of these questions the article is not about at all. So the first time you read through, which of these points, which of these questions is discussed in the article? Any questions? Anybody not clear what to do? Please tell me if you're not clear. So, once again, please read through the article. It's called What Price a Degree? It's on page 11. Read through quite fast. I'll give you 5 minutes only. And tell me at the end, which of these points, which of the questions in exercise 1, which of the questions you just read out, which of these are discussed in the article? Alright, last chance. Any questions? Please, go. You've got 5 minutes. Right, that was slightly longer than 5 minutes. So, what do you think? In that article, the first question was, what difference does degree make to your career and your earning potential? Is that discussed in the article?
No.
No, it's not. Number 1? No, not that one. Number 2, well, I know it doesn't talk about how much a degree course costs in Cambodia, but it does talk about how much a degree course costs in the UK. I know the UK isn't your country, but it's my country.
So you have to say yes and I answer no.
If you want. Number 3, how much does it cost a university to provide a degree course?
No.
Well, that's not how much it costs the university. We'll come back to that. No, it doesn't really talk about how much universities have to pay. Who should pay for higher education? It does discuss that. Should students from richer families pay more, bless you, more than those, yes, hospital. Should students, question 5 is discussed in the article.
Yes.
And the last one,
Yes.
number 6, how can universities persuade students to pay higher fees?
Yes.
Also, that is discussed in the article. I'm going to ask you to read the article again in a moment, but first, a little bit of vocabulary. It's on line 1. In line 1 of the article. Yeah, random. What does random mean? Random. Have you heard the word random before?
Yes.
What part of speech is it? Noun, verb, preposition, adjective. It's an adjective. It means by chance, not by planning. Something random happens by chance. I'm not sure I believe that anything is truly random. When you throw a dice, for example, you don't know what number the die will show. That's the number is, well, kind of random. See, I would still say that if you know how hard you're throwing the die, which number's on the top, what it's going to hit, you can calculate. Anyway, random. I don't really believe in random.
Okay.
On line 5, there's a word that means causing arguments, causing disagreement. It's an adjective. It's on line 5. Controversial. Controversial means causing disagreement, causing arguments. It's an adjective. You might have heard in international news about my country, Britain. Britain is leaving the European Union. The European Union is like ASEAN, but for Europe. About half the people in Britain want Britain to leave. About half the people want Britain to stay part of Europe. It's something that causes arguments, disagreements, fights all over England for the last few years. It's a very controversial subject, whether Britain should stay in Europe or not. It's highly controversial. On line 11, it talks about widening access to higher education. Well, wide means big. Widen to make bigger. So to widen access means to allow more people to enter. To allow more to enter. In this case, to allow more people to enter. Widening access to higher education means letting more people go to university. Online 18, in the region of, and it's nothing to do with geography, nothing to do with areas, in the region of, not area, in the region of, online 11. Yeah, well it means approximately, about, not exactly. Online 11. No, sorry, line 18, on line 18, if I can possibly get there. Yeah, the real cost of a degree is in the region of £100,000. The real cost of a degree is approximately £100,000 in the region of, means approximately, about, rough mile. Not exactly. Yeah, excuse my Celtic American. I bet you can understand it. People who know me can understand everything I say in Khmer. Sometimes new people don't even realise I'm speaking Khmer. That's really I've only been here 25 years. Oh, on line 26. Well, it talks about a mountain to climb. Yeah, a hard task. A hard task, something difficult that's hard to achieve is a mountain to climb. Even a big problem that's difficult to solve. A big task. A big problem, something difficult to achieve or solve. Problems are solved. Tasks are completed. What's the biggest mountain in the world? So glad you said that. I was watching something on YouTube where they were asking Americans, do you know what's the biggest mountain in the world? And most of them had no idea. So I'm very glad that you said that, Chris. I've been lucky in my life. I've been to Nepal 2 times. I took my Cambodian wife to Nepal 20 years ago when not many young Cambodian women were travelling around the world. I was proud to do that. On line 46, there's a word that means make a problem worse. 46. On line 46, a verb that means to make worse. To make a problem worse. Yeah, well, exacerbated is the past participle. The infinitive, the next verb, to exacerbate. To exacerbate means to make a problem worse. How about a word that means the opposite? To make a problem less bad. It's not in the text. Beginning with an M. M-I-N, M from mother. A word that means the opposite of exacerbate. A word that means to make a problem less bad. M-I. You might have heard this word. Most native English speakers would not know this word. To mitigate means to make a problem less bad. To exacerbate means to make a problem worse. Exacerbate is in the text, mitigate is not. For God's sake, before. On line 53. Sorry, sometimes I just realise what Patrick is teaching me over there. Why has he got Kurt Cobain? He really likes Kurt Cobain. It's too young for me for that reason. I was too old already. Yeah, singer, he was with the group Nirvana, and he shot himself and killed himself.
Pressure?
I don't know. Ask Patrick. Patrick goes to tell you. In my generation, there was somebody called Sid Vicious who died. I want to drugs together. So anyway, a word that means on line 53, a word that means a choice between this one or that one, and you must choose either A or B, but not both. Yeah, dilemma. A dilemma. It's a noun. It's a choice between two alternatives. You can't choose both, but you must choose one. A choice between only two alternatives is a dilemma. At Cambodian New Year, some people choose to stay in Phnom Penh. Many people choose to leave the city. Well, you can either stay in Phnom Penh or you can leave the city. You have to do one of the two, and you can't do both of them. It's a dilemma. If you go to the countryside, the road's very busy, it's difficult to travel. If you stay in Phnom Penh, it's so quiet and boring that I stayed in Phnom Penh last year. It was awful. I'm going away definitely this year. So boring in Phnom Penh. It's a dilemma. You can do one or the other, not both. You must do one. Online. Let me show what mine says. Online 51. Yeah. There's a word that means a large increase. Massive hikes. To hike a price or to hike a fee means to make a large increase. A hike in fees or a hike in prices means a large increase. That's different from normal meaning of hike. Hike as a verb. Well, when I took my wife to Nepal, we went walking in the mountains. We didn't climb, but we walked along paths. We went hiking. To hike means to walk long distances for pleasure. Oh, and when I was younger, I used to, people don't seem to do this anymore, I used to travel sometimes. So, which one is like staying? You're like staying. Yes, thank you, like staying. I'm sorry, what's your name? Say. Just do say. Yes. Okay. Say. What was I asking you about? No, I want you to stop talking, actually, that's all. I used to stand by the side of the road with my thumb out, and sometimes kind drivers would stop. Yeah, stop and agree to take you in their car. I travelled around Thailand like that. It was really easy. Back in 1993. Before you were born. I travelled all along one side of Thailand, along the western border, just by standing at the road. Most people don't expect you to pay anything. Rich, kind people let you ride in their car with them if they're not scared of you. That was called hitchhiking, or hitching, or hitchhiking, because you're travelling long distances, but you're doing it by, well, also we called it thumbing a lift. It used to be very easy. People tell me that. In Cambodia, I tried it in Cambodia, but it didn't work in Cambodia. People thought we were crazy. People thought we were crazy. Yeah, sort of. But people just stop and say, what are you doing? What do you want? That was 1994, Cambodia was trying to do that. When there was still a war. Wasn't a good idea. Right, please, on line 66 is the phrase perceived value. Well, value, I know that you know. What about perceived value? Again, sorry? Yeah, okay, but what do you intend to do? Well, you just use the word. The value is understood. The value people think something has is its perceived value.
Value you think it. What you value.
Gold has a very high perceived value. And these days gold is quite useful in electronics. But for a long time, I mean, gold really was only valuable because other people wanted it. If you're in a desert and there's no water and you're about to die, then water has a higher value than gold, but gold has a high perceived value. It's the value that people think something has. Value something is thought to have. I've heard stories about times when there wasn't enough to eat, when rice cost more than gold, like weight for weight. Alright, the last phrase. It's on line 70 of the article. Yeah, extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities. Do you do any extracurricular activities at CAMED? No. Well, things like trips, parties, clubs, sports, things that are outside the normal study program are extracurricular activities. Oh, my friend Patrick in the room over there, he's organising a drama club, a drama society at CAMED.
Oh! Can I not have drama club?
Yeah. My friend Patrick across the way, he's organising it. He's an actor in his spare time. I'm there to help as well. I think it sounds really fun. I would love to do the drums. CAMED has a new drama society. They arranged the first meeting on Friday last week, but nobody came because it was New Year and all the students had gone, but he's not going to give up. Yeah, there's a drama society starting. Please, if you're interested in acting, in appearing in a play.
There's no email.
Well, it should be coming soon. I don't know, it's not me, it's here, but it should be coming soon. I'm not going to take responsibility. Alright. Sorry, I lied. There's one more phrase. On line 80. Line 80 talks about the way of the dinosaurs.
The way
Say
of
dinosaur.
the way of the
The way of the dinosaurs.
The way of
What do you think it means, the way of the dinosaurs?
the way of the strong.
Well, well, some dinosaurs are very small, not very strong.
The way of animals.
Have you ever seen a dinosaur?
No.
No, me neither. Why is that?
Because it's already existed.
Because they're extinct. The way of the dinosaurs means going extinct, ceasing to exist, all dying. The way of the dinosaurs
The way of expiring.
means becoming extinct, ceasing to exist, all dying. I was talking to one teacher here at CAMED just before the class. He doesn't believe that dinosaurs ever existed. He's a strong Christian. He follows the Bible. He believes the world was created in 7 days.
No dinosaurs.
I was eating. Well, honestly, you know, educated man still talks his crap. Well, really. I'm sorry, I'm not very good with religious people. Exercise 2. I'm going to ask you to read through the article once more. Find the answers, please, to these questions. These are far more detailed questions. Please, take a minute to read through the questions now. Number 1 asks, which education policies have caused unrest around the world, across the world? What do they mean by unrest?
You can't sleep.
You can't sleep. But in this sentence?
Restless.
Restless? Well, for example, okay, again, excuse my bad grammar, Vatican? Demonstrations? Another group didn't know this word when I said it, and then looked it up and said, oh yes, Copacan? In English?
Oh.
If a demonstration becomes violent, if people start smashing things, hitting people, even killing people, riot. Unrest. They mean things like demonstrations. Protest is very general. Demonstration is a type of protest. A riot is a violent protest. I'm trying. I don't have a teacher for that. My wife used to help me, but subsidies in the answers. Subsidies. Subsidies means help towards paying for costs. My daughter left home about 3 years ago, but I still subsidise her lifestyle. I still send her money. To pay all or part of costs is to subsidise. Subsidies is the plural noun. This time, I'll give you 10 minutes to read through the article again and find the answers to those 6 questions. Yeah, it's a minute. That's why I don't like textbooks very much. So again, please read the article one more time. I'll give you 10 minutes this time. Find the answers to these questions. Number 2, think carefully about it. The answer is not obvious to number 2. I'm sorry, I can leave you on your own. Just one more time. I'll go back very fast this time. I said I'd give you 10 minutes. There's about 3 minutes left. question 2, the answer is not obvious. You have to think about it. Read what it says. Think about what that actually means. Everything's okay at the moment? I don't get the chance to hear your pronunciation very often, so I will ask you to read out the questions. I'll go in the room and ask you to read them out. Pronunciation is important. Phones on silent, please. One more minute, and we'll go through these answers. Yes. Are you right now or just saying? Are you an index? Oh, yeah. Yeah? You know what I'm talking about? Is that spelled in that? Is that the same as your name? Yeah. I was doing that. I'm not going to say no. Back off. Not connected with accounting at all, just something I've noticed in Phnom Penh. You know, if you ride at the back on a motorbike, one way to ride is to chop you.
Yeah.
In the past, for many years, women and monks used to ride Jamaican. Yeah. But I've been watching around Phnom Penh until last week. Almost nobody rides. They call it side saddle in English. I thought everyone had stopped. I even saw monks, and women, and my wife explained to me why women shouldn't do it. But anyway, and then I saw one person riding side saddle. It's almost stopped. It used to be all women, all monks, always used to ride side saddle. My wife refused to. Side saddle?
Yeah,
Chop heel. I think maybe it's safer as well.
Yes.
It doesn't look as elegant. Alright, let's go through some answers. Let's go through some answers. I'm going to go out of class. I'll ask you to read out the question so I can hear your pronunciation. And I'm going to start at the back with, I think, what is your name? Sorry, can you read out question 1, please? Which education? Okay. Policies. I want to hear the policies at the end. Yeah. Which education policies have caused unrest across the world? What was the answer? A, B, or C? According to the article, B, lower subsidies. It doesn't talk about wider access causing unrest. According to the text, B. Sally Dan, can you please read question 2?
How much does the UK government contribute towards the cost of a degree?
Thank you. How much does the UK government contribute towards the cost of a degree? Well, let's look at the text. What it says is, a recent UK report estimates that the real cost of a degree is in the region of £100,000.
Yes. The line after
That one. So stupid. I can't get that. Oh well. Under the latest system, the average graduate will pay back no more than half of that. So the graduate pays less than or up to £50,000. The government pays the other, somewhere between £50,000 and £100,000, if you put it as a calculation. If the total cost of the degree is £100,000, then the student or the graduate pays not more than half. Well, not more than half means less than or equal to £50,000. If the graduate pays less than or equal to £50,000, who else pays? The graduate pays some.
the government.
The government pays some costs. So to get 100,000, if the graduate gives less than or equal to 50,000,
Great
the
for
government,
for
exactly, greater than or equal to 50,000, somewhere between 50 and 100,000 pounds. B.
It is the government, not the
That's right. I've asked about the government. Well, the government gives more than or equal to 50,000, up to 100,000, somewhere between 50 and 100,000 pounds. That's where the B is the answer. I can't read your name very easily. Could you please read number 3?
How do scholarships appear to pay students from wealthy families?
How do scholarships appear to favour students from wealthy families? Well, yeah, it says they are better prepared.
Yep.
If your parents are wealthy, maybe they can afford to send you to private schools that prepare you better to then get scholarships, extra classes. Continuing here with the class. Good morning, Rich. Hiding in the corner there. I can hardly see you. Could you please read question 4?
What evidence suggests that the social benefits of education do not justify their cost?
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. It's stupid. What evidence suggests that the social benefits of education do not justify their cost? What does it mean by social benefits? Well, better living for the people. People having enough teachers, people having enough doctors. I don't know how much you know about Cambodia in the 1970s, but most of the educated people didn't survive the Pol Pot time, and Cambodia suffered for a long time, or still suffering. Social costs and social benefits, or benefits to the whole of society, to the whole population. Benefits to the whole of society, benefits to the whole population. What do you think the answer is to question 4? Well, B, yeah. It says in the article, taxpayers have other agendas. An agenda is usually a list of points to discuss in a meeting. Here, other agendas means other things that they're worried about, other things they care about, not only education. In my country, in Britain, I started my degree in 1984, and at that time, all of the tuition fees were paid by the government. The government even gave us money to live on. Students from poorer families, my family were not wealthy, we had money to live on from the government. We had cheap housing. Everything was cheap for us. It was really quite good. All of that has now stopped. Students in poorer families have to take big loans. They have to pay tuition fees. There's no help from the government. We had a really good system and we threw it away. Other agendas, other matters they're more interested in. Could you please read number 5?
Why must universities show a preference for foreign students?
Thank you. Why might universities show a preference for foreign students? ABC?
C.
Or C, yeah. Foreign students often accept higher fees. It's usually only students from richer foreign families who can travel and study in a foreign country. I used to have a girlfriend who was Japanese, and she used to study in England. Yeah, I know. That was a long time ago. That was 1994. Yeah, I'm old. Oh, what? But she came from a very rich family. They could afford to send her to Britain and pay the fees. They didn't worry about the fees. Yes, she was rich as well. Oh, that was stupid. So stupid. And Nika, could you please read number 6? Why don't
private business schools need to increase class size and or cut facilities?
faculty?
Faculty pays.
Thank you. Yes, sizes with an S at the end. It's sizes. Singular, size, plural, sizes. Faculty, it looks like a facility, but it's not. Faculty. I am a member of the CAMED faculty. Patrick is a member of the CAMED faculty. Faculty means, educators, teachers, lecturers, professors, teachers. At CAMED, people keep calling me professor. I'm just a teacher. He really likes being called professor. It makes him feel big and important. I don't like it. Lecturers, professors, etc. at a university are the faculty. So, what do you think about question 6?
A.
I agree. Answer A. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep meaning to put these slides on Google Classroom and then forgetting to load it. Do it. Private business schools don't need to increase class sizes and do not need to cut faculty pay because they can justify higher fees according to the article. Any questions about anything in the article? Any vocabulary? Any phrases that you don't know? Now is a good time to ask. Any questions about the article? Now, there is a listening exercise, exercise 4, and it's an excuse, but CAMED gave me, or sent to me by email, all of the tapes, well not tapes, but now audio files, so I could do all these listenings. So I tried to use it. I checked the listening before the first class. It's for the wrong book. They've done all the listenings for the 1.0 book, and this is the 2.0 book. I do still want to do the listening exercise, but I'm going to read out to you. I'm sorry, I'm still waiting for the new audio files. It's not brilliant, but it's better than not doing it. Exercise 4. A, B, C, D. 4 different students talk about what they think of that article. A, B, C, D. These are 4 reactions, what the students think. I'm going to read out 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to decide which number is A, which number has opinion B, C and D. Before we start, obsolete. B says universities are obsolete. Out of date. Old-fashioned. So old-fashioned that it's not useful anymore. Cassette tapes, CDs are obsolete. Now we can listen to music downloaded from the internet. People don't usually use CDs anymore. They're so old-fashioned, so outdated that they're no longer useful. Obsolete, it's not just outdated or old-fashioned, but so outdated, so old-fashioned that it's not useful anymore. I would say useless, but I would say not useful because of being too outdated. Especially machines, as they get older, they become difficult to fix, difficult to find spare parts. I've got 2 motorbikes. They both come from Italy. They've both been in Cambodia a long time. One of my motorbikes is from 1967. The other one is from 1961. It's very difficult to find parts for these motorbikes. It's very difficult to find a mechanic who can fix them. Yeah, my Vespa and my Lombretta. It's difficult to find anybody who can fix them. Difficult to find spare parts. You could say that they are obsolete. I work hard to keep them going and on the road, but really, I know they're not useful. I should buy a new, cheap motorbike. I don't like them. I like the old Italian ones. Oh, and one more word. In answer D, D says, reserve universities for the elite. The rich, the powerful, the educated. I don't know all of you, but I think most of you are members of the elite. I'd say not all of you. Some certainly are. Some of the cars I see students being collected in outside Camet. I've never been in a car that expensive in my life. The elite means the top class, the rich, powerful, educated people. The elite is the top class in society. The rich, powerful, and well-educated. The royal family. The families of top politicians. The families of people with a lot of money. Actually, yeah, just the cars you see in Phnom Penh these days, amazing. A few years ago, there were no Rolls-Royce cars in Phnom Penh, no Maserati, no Bentley, thank you, that's what I was trying to say. Wow, now there are so many really expensive cars. Yes. Yeah. People used to tell me, "We're moving to the poor country." In the countryside. In the countryside, already. I'm going to read out to you 4 reactions, 4 students speaking what they think about the article. You need to decide which of them, which has which opinion, A, B, C, D. I think I will read out only once. I I've always had good eyes all my life, but in the last couple of years, I can't see anyone. I didn't want to get glasses, but I went back to England and my friend forced me to buy glasses. Okay, please listen. Please listen. This is student number one. Number one. Education for all? What a ludicrous idea. It's an incredible waste of resources. In countries where anybody can go to university, at least half the students drop out after the first year. If resources are limited, which they obviously are, then we should use them wisely to train the brightest and best, those who can benefit most from a university education. Not telling you yet. Wait.
No, I mean...
Okay. Speak number two. Number two. I think it's unrealistic to keep pumping public money into universities. That way, there's no incentive for them to become more competitive. It makes much more sense to use government funding to provide loans to students and let universities compete with private schools for their business. They'd soon sort out their finances. Number three. Student three. It's not right that students should have to mortgage their future. Article 26 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has the right to education. Universities should remain not-for-profit. It would be disastrous if they were forced to become profit-making businesses. Number four, I should have told you what I agree. Number four, this whole debate is a complete waste of time. A university degree just isn't relevant anymore. You spend 3 or 4 years learning outdated theories that have nothing to do with modern life, and there isn't even a guarantee of a good job at the end of it, or a job at all for that matter. You just waste 3 years when you could be earning money and gaining valuable real-world experience.
What a profound way to think.
Okay. Opinion A says education should be for all. Education should be for everybody, rich or poor. Which student said that?
3.
Number 3.
3.
Definitely number 3.
According to article.
Number 3 said it's not right that students should have to mortgage their future. Everyone has the right to education. A goes with speaker 3. That's right now. Yeah, Article 26 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. How about just, it's the right thing. Anyway, B. Universities are obsolete. 4. Number 4. Let market forces decide. Everything should be a business. Number 2. Speaker 2 thought that universities should compete with private schools. That would make them sort out their finance problems. So, it must be Speaker 1. Speaker 1 thought universities should be only for the rich, powerful, well-educated people.
Black or white.
Do you know the word collocation? Certain words go together with certain other words. What I mean is, I was trying to give an example, I think can't. Win-win, that's not what I mean. For example, the word to do, the verb to do, and the verb to make can mean the same thing. But with some tasks we use make, with other tasks do. Yeah, that's the example I got, and I can't write that down. To make. Oh, how about to make a bed? To do the sheets, to put the sheets on a bed, is to make a bed. To do the dishes after eating. To do the dishes means to clean the dishes. Make and do can mean really the same thing, but with some words we use make, with other words do. On page 12, yeah, on page 12, really to fill up the last few minutes, there's an exercise. This is a letter. Sonia is a young woman. She's thinking about going to university or to business school. The letter is from a friend of Sonia's family. The friend is trying to persuade Sonia that she should go to business school. Each of the numbers, 1 to 10, gives you a choice. The words in bold, the alternatives, mean almost the same. Let's look at number 1. From the beginning. Dear Sonia, you asked my advice about going to business school. Well, don't miss out on a wonderful opportunity to gain. Yeah, could be gain, could be boost, could be make. Gain, boost and make mean almost the same. But with knowledge, well, you don't boost knowledge or make knowledge, but gain knowledge. To learn means to gain knowledge. Number 1, gain. Please continue. Read through the letter. Decide which verb goes in each space. Right at the end of the letter, it says, in your shoes. Sorry. Which group did you study with? So you were doing English for academic writing 2 last time. Who was your teacher? Oh, Mitch, okay. Oh, is that St. Patrick? Were you? There was one class where Patrick really upset the class. There was a proverb about you can only understand another man if you walk a mile in his shoes. Did you hear about this? And there were some girls who were talking, not listening. So Patrick took his shoe off and gave the shoe to the students, and they gave him a really low assessment. Anyway, so in your shoes, it really made me laugh. Idiot. In your shoes, I wouldn't hesitate for one moment. What do they mean, in your shoes? In your shoes.
Yes,
is it
my
anything to do with
shoes.
shoes? I know what shoes are, yeah.
In my shoe is my foot.
Yeah, putting yourself in the other person's position. The writer is saying, if I was in your position, Sonia, I wouldn't hesitate for a moment. And he's saying, what does hesitate mean?
Stumble.
You're hesitating now.
Indecisive.
Yeah, you're hesitating now. Waiting, being indecisive, not active. So you're very bad.
No, because it's flooding.
Oh, I don't really. Filthy shit.
Really?
So naughty.
Really?
No, it's not doing friends.
It's learning.
I'm joking.
I know, me too.
And the CV.
Yeah, all those friends with benefits.
Making friends.
Stop.
Learning math. How can you make friends? How can you make a friend?
How can you make a friend? Hello, Ian Lang. How are you? So you're speaking or speaking?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Then you have to make how you make friends. Do you like a cigarette? Very nice.
Stuff like that.
What's your name? Where are you from?
No. I mean,
I mean, like constructing a friend.
yes.
Make a friend out of wood.
Here. I like person. Let me have you like this.
Just another minute or two. Are you bored? You're bored. Well, I can't really tell because you're right. Oh, okay. That's okay to be bored, but I would understand if you were. Dear Sonia, you asked my advice about going to business school. Well, don't miss out on the wonderful opportunity to gain knowledge and to acquire skills which will serve you for a lifetime, as well as improving your employability, making it easier for you to get a job, as well as improving your employability and Is that where you from there? Oh, is that the name of the drink or something? Yes. In English, boosting your future earnings. You'll have fun. With fun, have or not have. You'll have lots of fun going to parties. It's obviously worse than doing friends, it's terrible. And doing friends. Stop it. And making friends. And making friends. If you choose a good school, you'll receive tuition from experienced professors and obtain practical experience that will really enhance your CV. In your shoes, Patrick, Are you surprised that was a problem? You can't do that in Cambodia. In England, it wouldn't be a big thing, but I know Cambodia is. CV. In Britain, we call it a CV. Yeah, well, it's a Latin. It's not really that important, but it's Latin. It means curriculum vitae. It's Latin. It's not even English, really. Americans do not call it CV. Can you give me one last minute, please? I'll let you go in 1 minute. What do Americans call CV? A resume. So, in England, in Britain, we use a Latin phrase. In America, they use a French word. It's French. In this textbook, they even put the acute active on it. Resume. It really is a French word. It's the same thing. It's a list of, well, your personal details, qualifications, experience, interests. I think I'll have you writing. Oh, bless you. Broken leg. Stay away from the road. Can I just ask, how many of you have a CV?
No.
Anybody has done a CV already? Just so I've got an idea. All right, no, great. I saw your hand. Yes, thank you. I saw your hand as well. Right, I'm going to get you writing CVs for yourselves. Not today, but we'll do that. Right, let's stop there today. I should see you on Thursday. Don't lose any friends. See you on Thursday.
Cái này là gì? solution chứ mà nó phải càng nguồn quá giờ họ nhắc nó bị cái là kẹo chẹp là những bây giờ cái nó kẹo kẹo chẹp mình
Come on, 10 is fine.